Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how are you doing? Right, have I got a map for you? Well, yes I have, and I'm going to be honest with you. I expected that I was going to hate this. Truth be told, it isn't my favourite map of all time, but I am pleasantly surprised. There's a lot to be said for this map. Considering I expected it to be 1s and 2s, it's really nowhere near like that at all. So anyway, it's one worth hanging on for. There's, like I say, there's a few pleasant surprises and 1 or 2 hidden gems in it as well. Speaking of hidden gems, there's one over on Monday as well, in the making. Yes, it is map making with me, BonBonB. I'm still working on my second map. It's slowly but surely coming together. We will hopefully finish this in the next couple of months. Please bear with me, and please come watch me do it. Of course, you can always hit subscribe. You'll never miss an episode if you hit that notification bell as well. But I'll try to remember to include a link at the end of today's show. Speaking of things that you need to do, here's your daily reminder. Yes, thank you very much for hitting that like button. If you're new to the show, please do watch the show first before you make up your mind. But if you know you're going to like the show anyway, hit the like button now. It is much appreciated. Let's crack on to do today's map, shall we? Yes. Now, it's Itzam River by Ukami. This one didn't load for me. I got in touch with the creator and they have very kindly re-uploaded the map and it loads fine now. There is your start square. Loads and loads of build plane. Quite like that. That's very nice. Off to have a look at the resources. It's mostly forests, little bit of oil, but not a lot. Not a lot, said Paul Daniels. And then off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, the Bermuda theme is the only requirement. Other than that, it is completely vanilla. We are using quite a lot of the new park life assets in this map as well. Now, the first instinct, you're looking at this going, lumpy bumpy roads. Yes, I agree, they are somewhat lumpy bumpy. However, they are not outside of tolerance. If we go down to street level, now we drive along this highway as if we were a truck or something being run over by everything, of course. Look at that. Actually, at street level, that is not so bad. So yes, I would still like them to be smoothed out a little bit more, but it's very hard to, it's not, we're not talking 5-star standards, but we can't really mark it down for being lumpy bumpy because it is not horrific by any stretch of the imaginations. It's probably bearing on realistic. Probably. I still wouldn't want to mark this one up beyond maybe a 3-star for the roads. I don't want to give away scores for the end of today's show, of course, but that's my taking. Before you get to the end of the show and you go, hang on a second, those roads are awful. They're not that bad. Honestly, they're not. They just don't shine, do they? Anyway, down to our start square intersection, and this is plopped. Nothing wrong with this at all. It's a very nice choice of intersection. Should do the job very nicely. It's built a little bit on hilly ground, which means some places are like these 2 lanes here, not quite level, and so we probably want to move that node up by a couple of notches there. That said, once again, you can't really fault it. There's nothing wrong with it. It just lacks the ultimate finesse. But it's fine. We do have a little bit of a naughty tree. Wants to be the star of the show there. But we're going to ignore it. It's only seeking attention, that tree. Bridge, perfectly fine. No problems at all with that bridge. Everything's good with it. There's a tree hiding underneath it, but one tree is fine, and it would have got enough light to have grown. And once again, could have been levelled out a little bit more with the move it tool, but still not too bad. A little bit of a squiggly, squiggly roundabout at the end, and there's that start square. plenty of place to build. It's not entirely square, as you can tell, so it's going to try and force you away from that grid system that you so love. And it's so easy to go to, so easy to settle with a grid system. Oh, come on, please be creative, do something different. Go out of your discomfort zone, or into your discomfort zone, even out of your comfort zone into your discomfort zone. And I'm already losing the will to speak. Hopefully you're not losing the will to listen. Anyway, there it goes off to the fog. If we do a little U-turn, we can follow that rail. Now, Lumpy Bumpy is more of a problem with the rail, obviously. Rail wants to be a lot smoother and also doesn't want to have any trees clipping into it. That's something we should be looking out for. But yes, let's follow the rail along. It's not so bad. Not so bad, but it really could do with just tidying up a little bit. Yeah, if you'd like to see it tidied up, hit that subscribe button now if you haven't done already, because, you know, friends of the BonBon. Friends of the BonBon are the BonBon buddies. And now here's a tree. Another tree wanting to be the star of the show. No, no, get your leaves off of these power cables, thank you very much. It's not going to help. You're not going to like it much if you hang on to those guys. Please, please, please do not play on the railway lines. I can't believe I'm having to tell you this, but I know some of you do need... you may have noticed, by the way, a couple of little embankments along there that I've just skipped over, a little cutting there. So it has been levelled out to a degree. It's still just a little bit lumpy, the bumpy. Anyway, yes, so not the worst, as I was telling you. It's not a 2-star or 1-star. It's just not quite finesseful. There's a new word for today. Right, speaking of finesse, we should go over to Assetville and check one out, shouldn't we? Assetville, what do you have for us today? And the answer is something absolutely glorious. If this isn't my favourite asset of the month, it's probably my favourite asset of the year. It's glorious. I've said glorious, I'm going to say it's wonderful. It's the Fedex Forum by King Leno. Now, I'm sure this is inspired on a real building. I've not done any research as to that, as always. I just look at these assets as individual standing points. I think the original architecture on this is really nice, and what King Leno has done in recreating it, well, King Leno, you have not shone brighter than you shine today. This is absolutely glorious. It's clearly a UFO that's landed on top of a building, but it's also some kind of auditorium, some kind of theatre, and sponsored by FedEx. Other carriers are available. You don't have to use FedEx, but they are the ones that have sponsored this building, so they do get a little bit of free advertising in my humble little show. So Fedex Forum by King Leno is today's asset of the day, also available to view in this week's upcoming Asset World episode 1. Don't miss that either, guys. As we head over to Themington Island for Owl's Tropic Tea, a desert theme by Owl Theme, and no LUTs because, well, there's no recommended LUT, and he actually recommends no LUT. So based on that, that's what we've gone with. Now, Tropic Tea is the correct misspelling. It is incorrectly spelled on the workshop, so if you want to search for it, search Tropic Tea, not Tropicity, which is how it would appear in the thumbnail. Shall we do a little factoid? Just do the one today. This one's gory enough on its own. I don't think we need more than one today. It took time and trouble to train wild beasts to tear people to death in ancient Rome, so measures were taken to ensure that the animals were not injured. Before being thrown to them at feeding time, the slaves had their teeth removed and their arms broken. So those lions weren't injured at all by those poor little Christian slaves. Oh, I feel sorry. I feel sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. You suffered for your religion. Where were we? Shipping routes in Itzam River. Well, we have one shipping route. And that's all it needs. It just runs along the coastline, far enough out to sea for it not to be a problem. Now, water flow. We have a river. Itzam River, you'd expect that. Lovely design to the river as well. If we start from this point here, you can see the water is flowing. Even without the arrows, you can see there's water motion there. Now it splits here. If we come through here, no arrows, but if we drop right down, you can see there is still motion in that ocean. although it's a river. And then down here, a shiver in the river, and there's definitely a shiver in the river down there as well. At the top end, there's also motion in the ocean, but it's going upstream, and there is a reason for that. We have a water source in the lake. It's well hidden, and I wouldn't normally have a problem, but I think I'd prefer it to be a proper river with the water source to be right on the edge of the map, pushing it right the way through that lake. That's my preference. Anyway, I like the detailing undersea there. That sand detailing is very tidy. Could easily have just not been done, and for that, once again, more credit. Love these little islands. Now, if you have mass transit, these are ideal for ferries. Absolutely ideal for a little ferry service, linking up the islands. And, of course, you can join me on Facebook. Official BonBonB over on Facebook. Yeah, I'd love to see you there. Now, the start square is pretty flat. Lots of build plane, and lots of use of all the vanilla trees. Yes, it's a very vanilla map, which makes it quite difficult to be a stunning map, but I think it's very well done considering we are just looking at the vanilla trees. Over this side of the river, plenty of build planes, a little bit more lumpy bumpy over here, so you have to do a bit of terrain work while you're building a city, but there's nothing wrong with that at all. And on the other side here, we have got mountains and hills. Now, credit where it's due. Look at the tree placement here, okay? We've got some trees where it's green, and then on the steepness, nothing, and then trees again where it's green. We've got one or two on the slopes, and that's quite fine. Now look at the amount of hills though, and it's of that quality everywhere. Come down here, look, trees where it's green, slopes, no trees. Individual hand-placed trees mostly. Possibly with a little bit of tree brushing to speed things up. That's very nicely done. Honestly, that surprised me. I didn't expect that at all. Let's head up the river, shall we, and have a look at the river, because the river is very nicely done and has been used with a lot of these new park life ancient rock formation type things. The only problem with these, as much as they are nice and a bit limited, they are decorated with these palm trees, and the palm trees, if you use them as water rocks, are going to be drowned. We have some over here as well. Now I'm gonna let most of these go because a palm tree won't mind a little bit of submersion at the base. Nice little work there. Look, we've got the glory hole. Hello, glory hole. And still, once again, there's no hand-placed trees that are drowned. It's just the one or two that are dillying around, and there's the cave there as well. Nice use of the cave. And I don't normally like the cave and the glory hole, but I think they've been well used in this particular map. And once again, nice use of these new assets. This is the best I've seen these new assets used. This is interesting. This is almost like a monolith, that. And if we go up the hill and past this one here and this one as well, look at that. That's kind of like an orchestrated tower. This is like a cathedral. I would say this was hand built by the natives. That isn't a natural structure at all. That was hand built by Okami, of course. But you know what I mean. You just play with me on this one, right? A few drowned trees around here because they're part of the asset. It's looking a lot worse down here. I'm be honest with you with those drowned trees. This just doesn't work. I'd have to mark that down because of the trees. I can't allow that, regardless of them being part of the asset, of course. Anyway, the next bit's going to blow you away, my friends. The next bit's going to blow you away. It's the ancient dam. Here it comes. Look at that. That is just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, water flow, slight glitching and all that, and yes, the drowned trees, but I'm going to let all that go just because of the fact, oh, glory hole, just because we've got this dam. Just look at it. I've got, time to vote on the map now, guys. Time to vote on the map. Well, I'd have one last look. Oh, the cave on the island as well. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? If you don't agree with my voting, here's your chance, of course, to put your own stamp, permanent stamp on this particular map. Up here, of course, you've got the water flowing the wrong way, but there is good water flow, so it'll take away any of your sewage. No worries, straight off the edge of the map. Can't fault that. Apart from it's going the wrong way. Okay, aesthetically it's very vanilla. I can't sell it really, can I? I can't really sell it. It's kind of an ugly map, but That said, the features have been well done. So, where the map deserves no more than 2 stars for its aesthetics, I think the features, we can give it a 3rd star. 3 for aesthetics. Detailing, it's not brilliant, but that said, it's very hard to mark down. It's one of those maps that I can comfortably just give it the middle. Give it a middle 3, because honestly, is nothing to shout home about, but there we are. Gameplay potential, hard to call this one. You could argue that it's a 4-star map. I would say it probably is, but there's a lot of build plane and only 1 highway, so I'd argue for an extra highway for the 4th star. 3 stars for gameplay potential, I think it's a fair score there. Itzam River by Ukami. Pleasantly surprised, actually. I really expected to hate this with my entire life. And I don't. I just think it's just an unattractive map, but there's nothing wrong with it. Well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me tonight for more map making. I've not recorded it yet. I'm hoping to get that out. You won't miss it. You won't miss it, will you? Click the map on screen now, which will take you to another map to vote from yesteryear. It's worth doing, isn't it? You like voting, don't you? You like voting? Anyway, see you tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.